Oops. Forgot my hat. Where's my hat? I don't know where my hat is. What happened to my hat? I'm already a minute late. Here I come, here I come. Had to get a hat on. Okay, here I am. Sorry about that. I completely forgot, and I don't know what happened to my other hat. Oh, it's right there. I couldn't see it. Dork. I'm a dork. Hi, Pat. Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, let's bring this thing up on my iPad so I can see the comments after I start working. Perfect. Went racing down the hall to get this hat that's hanging on the wall, and then I have hairs sticking up. It's Monday, guys. I'm back from vacation and ready to marble. So how is everyone today? Please say hello when you get here, and I forgot to sprinkle out my own video. Too busy yakking to my feed. There we go. And I forgot my water in the other room. Oh. So tonight I have a couple things to show you. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of experimenting, and I didn't even center my phone. Oh well. We're going to be doing a little experiment, and then I'm going to try the tumblers again and the 2 tiles. So 2 of the tiles that I marbled 2 weeks ago turned out fabulous, and 2 of them I just washed off, and we're going to try again tonight. So I don't know why. I can't explain it when it does that. They were all 4 prepped the same way, but 2 took better than the other ones, so I don't know. But if you did not see yesterday's live, this is one of the ornaments that I paint poured. I don't know if I like it very well. I might try to just do 1 color of paint at a time on it and see if it will look a little bit different. I don't hate it. You can see the texture of the styrofoam. I don't know if I can get it to show. I don't think I can. But it looks okay. It did not. Hi, Shelly. Welcome and thank you very much. It looks okay. I'm thinking that I might, when I spray it while it's still wet, sprinkle some glitter on it, because you know it has to sparkle. I like sparkles. But I just wanted to show you how it turned out. This is just one of the 4. So it's not terrible. It's not as exciting as I thought it would be. I didn't see any cells pop up or anything like that. But it's not bad either. So hi, Joni. Are you still here in Idaho? Or are you home now? But I wanted to show that to you. And then I wanted to show you the, okay, did you have a good time? I hope you did. This is, ooh, it's too bright. Let me turn off one of these lights. This is, it's still too bright. Okay, we're gonna do this in the dark then. It was beautiful. Fall in Montana is also very beautiful. So this is a hat that I knitted. All right. Am I going to just have to be in the dark completely here? While I was on vacation. And it was so much fun. I had forgotten how much I love to knit. And I'm going to get a poof to go up on top of it. I was going to try to marble this, but I like it too much, so I'm not going to. And I've almost finished another one. The weight of the yarn is a chunky yarn. They're both chunky, but this one's chunkier than the other one. They're both the same number. They have, if you don't not familiar with yarn, they give it a number, and it's either like a middle or a chunky or a lightweight or fingerling for tiny yarn. And this is a chunky, but the other one's chunky, but it's much, much thinner. So I am so happy with the way this turned out. So I wanted to show you that. Now let me get this turned back on. Reach across the table. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. So the last couple weeks I've been trying to, thank you, Shelly. The other one is a soft, kind of a dusty pink. It's not what I wanted. I wanted a nice, cheerful, like a baby pink, but they didn't have that in the yarn. I may go back and see if I can get some of this yarn and do another one with this chunky. But we'll see how this one turns out. But it's almost done. I'm just tapering off the decreases for the top. And then I can stitch it together and close it up, and then we can compare. Because, you know, I do all the things. So if you're new, my name is Linda Anderson. I own Aqueous Silk LLC. I'm a water marbling artist and just a general crafter. I like to do everything. So I was getting ready to do the paint pour yesterday, and then I had an idea. I am going to try, I made some, now these are really yellow. This is old epoxy. And I'm ordering some new, so don't mind the yellow. But I made some glitter bookmarks and another glitter pendant. And these are not prepped. I haven't done anything to them but take them out of the mold and bring them down here. Since there are epoxy, I haven't even wiped them yet with alcohol to get my fingerprints off it. We are going to try this straight out of the mold into the tank and see what happens. Pardon me. So, I just can't figure out why those tumblers are not marbling well. The round that I did, the wooden round that I marbled, that was covered in epoxy, marbled fine. The other, pendant that is all epoxy and glitter, marbled fine. I don't know what it is about the tumblers that is giving me fits, but we're going to work on that tonight. So that the only way I know to determine what the issue is to keep trying new things. I have prepped the tumblers like I always prep them. So if I need to, if this takes really well, I may wipe one of them off and try it again. Wipe all the prep off and then try to marble it and see if it will marble nicely. So I've been thinking about that all last week, going, why is that not taking nicely? I just don't understand. So anyway, we're going to get started, and I'm going to do, what color shall we do? One of the bookmarks and the pendant. Open to suggestions while I turn the screen down. If I can figure out, let's see, it has to go backwards, so. There we go. Pink and turquoise. Oh, we can do that. That's a good combo. I like it. Okay. And I'm going to go move this hat to the other room so I don't accidentally get paint on it, because I'm sure I would do that. Okay, here we go. I ran to get my water too. I had a feeling I was going to need it. And I better plug in my phone before I forget. Oh, I tell you, getting back into the swing of things is hard. I absolutely loved being on vacation. I don't know if any of these are going to work. Hopefully one of them will. But we had so much fun. I got to play with my camera. I love photography. I used to do it a lot, and I've put my camera away since I've been back in Idaho, which is silly because we have so many beautiful things to photograph here. And it took me a while to get the hang of what I was supposed to be doing with it. You know, remember all the settings, all of that kind of stuff. But I finally figured out, I couldn't remember where to get, you know, change the settings, those kind of things. So it took me a minute. But it was just so beautiful. All the fall. I had one of my favorite subjects to photograph is, other than, I like to do macro photography, which is super close up. And my favorite is an eagle. Not close up, because I can't obviously get close to them. And I do have a large lens, not quite large enough to reach as far as I would need to. I have a couple of really good shots. Nothing to write home about, but they're pretty good. And I'm pretty excited about them. I have a lot that are just so-so. An eagle came flying across the river and dropped down over the bank right in front of us practically. And we walked up to the bank, and I was carrying I had my big lens on, and I was carrying my tripod and trying to get a photograph of this eagle, and then it took off and flew, which is like, oh, my dream shot. But I didn't have my settings set up right, so I didn't get any good ones of that. I was so disappointed. So, okay, let's move this around. Oh, you know what I want to do? So, I was a little disappointed, but my skills are so rusty. I really should have practiced some before we went, but, you know, I've been so busy. So I want to do another cruise around, thank you, up in the mountains of Idaho. I want to go up near Stanley and there's a loop you can drive from here, and I want to do that loop and see what I can photograph. And I used to teach photography to 4-H kids back in the day, and apparently I'm a little rusty. They always challenged me because I had to have something new every month to teach them. And so I really was able to stay up on my skills. Okay, so let me get this tape on here to use as a handle. And I want to put this heart. Now, I don't know if this is going to take. And there is a little excess. We're going to see. Oh, look at that, because the glitter is, we'll see if this stays. It's kind of all running off except the teal isn't, just that pink. So let me lightly rinse it. See how that pink is just going all over the place? Let's see what happens. And as we know, I can wipe it off. All right. I'm wiping it off. So that didn't seem to want to work at all. It was just running and running and running. So I'm going to go in and see if I can prep it. I think it's warm enough here tonight that I can prep it and it'll be done before the end of our session here. So I'm not even going to try these. Let me go quickly, just go in here. Those drying, so let's clear this off. I'll be interested to see now if it'll dry before the end of before we're done here, the difference. I have one more theory about, actually I have a couple theories about why the tumblers are doing what they're doing, but I just can't figure out why the glittered ones do really well and the plain ones do not. So did everyone have a nice week last week? I did miss you guys, but I was having a blast. We drove up my favorite road in the whole world. I love, I have one of them right here, Holly. Let me grab it. I'm not super impressed with it, but I don't hate it either. I was thinking about going over it. Can you see it? Or is there too much light? I was thinking about going over it again, pouring over them again. Just not doing a dirty pour, just putting one color on at a time. It seems like no matter if I have lights on, it's too bright. If I have lights off. So they're just meh. They're okay. There's no fun design in it or anything. It does look cool, but it doesn't, you know how you get a picture in your mind of how it's going to look? It does not look like the picture I had in my mind. Of course, then again, my mind is a very scary place to be. But, oh boy, being back to work today, now that was some hard stuff. I can tell you, I prefer to be on vacation. We generally never take a full week and go on vacation. So that was something new for us. And I hope this is the same red. So it was weird to do that, but I enjoyed it, and I certainly didn't need it. I needed a break from the office. But it's still there. Same old place I left. The downside of being on vacation is not sleeping in your own bed. We had one hotel, the bed was very, very nice. I slept very well. My husband's quite tall, so when we go on vacation, we usually get 2 queens, so he can roll around and I can roll around and we're all comfortable. And then the next hotel, I tell you, this hotel looked like it had hardly been updated since the 1960s, 70s at the latest. It didn't have shag carpet, but I was surprised. And it did have a newer TV. Literally, it had the key, the regular key. When the elevator door opened, the elevator had not stopped moving yet. So it was a little bizarre. But we survived. And the counters were so low. I don't ever remember the counters being that low when I was young. Now hopefully, let's add just a little bit of white. Okay, no, let's not. So that was kind of interesting, but you know, I laugh because it says it's the finest hotel in that town. So where did I put my... I'll shut that door. It's my husband's mom's birthday today. She's 89 years old. We got to see her while we were gone. And he kind of yells when he's on the phone. So I just shut the door so he can yell. And we don't have to listen. And then at his mom's house, she has a super old bed. I mean, this is a bed that my husband slept in when he was a kid. And it's the worst bed in the world. It's so uncomfortable. And it's only a double size. And, trying to fit both of us on there. I was, clinging to the side of the bed. And just, if he'd move, he'd get out of bed and get back in. He'd pinch my arm because, the way where he put his hand. I was just like, good grief. I'm never going to get any sleep. Okay. So that was exhausting. We went to our daughter's after that, and we got to watch her do a presentation in front of her vet med class, and it was wonderful. Let's see. And we stayed at her house. Oh, that's turning out nice. Well, no, look at that one wants to run again. So let me go put these down and we'll see how they do. This one looks like it wants to behave really nicely. This one, not so much. I may end up washing this one off here. So we got to watch her do her presentation. Oh, fiddlesticks. This is one thing you do not want to do. I put my thumb right there accidentally. Can you see the spot where my thumb took off the paint? So I'll wipe it off. But it was exciting to see her in action. For those of you who may not know, my daughter is a second-year veterinarian student. And they had to introduce themselves as, in our case, Dr. Anderson, and present a case. And it was called the Diagnostic Challenge. They were given information, and then they had to find the diagnosis of what was wrong with the animal. And it was very interesting. They used a lot of big words, and this mama doesn't do medical terms very well. So I was like, wow, that's a lot. So let me grab the alcohol real quick. We'll see if I can get this dry as well. But one of the things I always do to any slick surface is wipe it down first with alcohol. That gets all your, handprints or anything. See, it came right off. No greasy fingerprints on here. All right. So let me go give it a good prep. All right, we're only batting. Ooh, let's see, I've done 3. We're not doing too well here. I made fresh water when we got home. We got home on Saturday evening, and we went and got water on Sunday, and I mixed up a fresh batch. So it's all new water. No stinky water today. But while I was at my mother-in-law's, I got to visit my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. I haven't seen them in several years, so that was nice. But boy, I was happy on Saturday night when I crawled in bed. I don't even think I moved until morning. I slept so well in my own bed. It wasn't too hot. Wasn't on a hard futon. But when we stayed with relatives, we did not have to buy a hotel. On the Palouse, where my daughter goes to school and where I'm from, we had both University of Idaho and Washington State University, which are about 8 miles apart. Both had homecoming this weekend. If you could find a room, it was like $500 a night in Moscow, Idaho. And I'm like, no. So we stayed with our daughter. I'm allergic to cats, so the couple days prior, I started doubling up on my allergy medicine, so I would breathe. Oh, let's see. All right, Shelley, let's try this black and red one again. Do you remember what red I used? Was it that one? I should keep track of this. I think that's the one that didn't work. This was the one I think I liked. Yeah, it was this one. Because this was a more orangey red. Yeah. This one here. Yeah, can't tell. Can't tell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one, because this is the one that I left over here to the left of my left of my tank so I could use it again. Okay, red, black. That's not the right black. Red, black, white. Oops. And silver, right? Is that right, Shelley? Yeah, it's this other one. Metallic silver. Yeah, got it. Thank you. So I can't wait to try to paint pour on ornaments again. Now the ones I did yesterday were styrofoam balls, so you couldn't do it this way, but they have, I've seen people do it on where you turn the ornament upside down on a funnel, and that holds it, and then the paint runs off and you can peel it off of this plastic. So that's what I want to do, but I want to go get some other funnels at the Dollar Tree. This is not sealed yet, but remember the this is a bookmark that I marbled last week. Why do I'll show you when I pull the light up. It's just too intense for that down there. All right, let's get this going. Shelley, I think if this does not work, I will do some fabric and put it on. It'll be a pain around that handle though. Guess I can't. Let's hope this works. So tell me something fun all of you did while I was gone. We want to go back to Montana and explore some more. I've been to Missoula numerous times, but I'd never been up to Kalispell and over to Libby and out that way before. I had no idea how large Flathead Lake was, but I found out. And of course, most of the time we were gone, we had no cell service at all. And so you'd want to look something up like, how many square miles is Flathead Lake versus how many square miles is Pend Oreille? How many square miles is Coeur d'Alene? So I could get an idea in my head comparison. And I couldn't do that until we could at the hotel, but then we went to some of these places afterwards. And at his mother's, she didn't have, Oh, that's wonderful, Shelley. Congratulations. His mother does not have internet at her house, and our cell reception was really bad, so it was hard to see anything. You could see some text, the words. You could send a text message, but trying to post something, it was just impossible. It was so frustrating. I was happy to get back into civilization. Hi, Diana. How are you today? So, I'm pretty spoiled. I love technology. And hi, Tracy. I didn't see you pop on. So I'm waiting for these little dots to disperse. As you remember, it takes a minute. I want to do that, but let them disperse before I add any more paint. And that's going to take a minute. It sounds like he's off the phone. It's getting warm in here, so I'm going to open the door. You certainly did. Tippy-toed right on in. The internet at my parents' house, they do have internet, but it's definitely not that terrific. But, I mean, his mom is nearly 90, and my parents are in their late 70s and 80s, so, you know, I don't expect them to have the latest and greatest. My mom tries her best to master all this, but it's a lot. But that's one of the things I've been having fun with since I've been home, is I can just sit and scroll again. But it was wonderful because, you know, I couldn't play on my phone, so I got to do a lot of knitting, and that was fantastic. I truly do enjoy it. And I think if I try to do a hat that, to marble, I'll do a different stitch. I'll do a different type of hat, because I think it needs to be more smooth than the ridges. Oh, no. Oh, Tracy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm hoping he's getting better. Everybody say a prayer for Tracy's son. Oh, my goodness. That must have been terrifying. I hope he's better now, Tracy. Oh, thank goodness. Wonderful news. So it's been fun. I just truly, I'll show you the hat again at the end if you weren't here at the beginning. I'm the one that I finished, and then I have one that's just a few rows from being finished. We went out to dinner with our daughter and her boyfriend on Friday night, and I never generally drink, and I had a beer, and she had a drink, and my husband had a drink, and her boyfriend had a drink, and then we went home directly. I mean, we had a meal, so it wasn't like we were driving intoxicated. And we got there, and she was trying to cross stitch, and I was trying to cast on for the new hat, and she kept having to pull her cross stitch out, and I kept having to start over with casting on the hat. I finally just gave up and put it away, and then I got home, and I was sitting there on, I don't know if I did anything on, yeah, I must have. I was sitting there watching football on Saturday night, and I just cast on and started knitting. There was no issue. I was laughing, going, I guess I can't have a beer and knit at the same time. So we're almost done here, letting these little dots, just a few more. Patience. This is teaching me patience, right? So yeah, and I was just sitting there. I started it on Saturday, and it's almost finished. I worked on it at my lunch hour today, and I couldn't find my double point needles. I thought I put them in my bag, and I hadn't, so I had to stop early before my lunch was over, because it's getting small enough it won't fit around the circular needle anymore, and so I needed those, and they were here on the sofa. I thought I put them in my bag, but I did not. Okay, 3 little spots. We're almost there. I definitely want to get out and play with my camera some more. That was so much fun. I remember why I liked it so much before. I didn't get any photos that I think, I'd want to like enter in the fair or anything like that. So I want to definitely try again. But I figure if we do the loop here in Idaho, we may actually see eagles again. So That's what I'm hoping to do. I do like staying home as well, though. Oh, I have to tell you something funny. When we were watching my daughter's presentation, they had, they were doing, you know, having it zoomed as well, so people could zoom in and watch that couldn't be there. And my brother-in-law and sister-in-law were both trying to watch it. My brother-in-law, when we saw their picture up on the screen, I couldn't figure out why when we walked in. You know, they were all decked out in their WSU gear, and with the photo was with the WSU mascot. So I thought, well, maybe it's just on the screen, you know, for the school, because for school spirit or something, I didn't know. And then it, you know, I finally realized that it's on there because they were watching on Zoom, and my brother-in-law was like, it's not working, it's not working, I think I did something wrong, can you hear me talking? And I'm going, no, I can't hear you talking, it's not started yet, so just mellow out a little bit, it'll be fine. And we're almost done with it, and all of a sudden I hear his voice. You know, nobody else in the room except Ashley and my husband knew whose voice that was, and we're like, oh no. And then I hear my sister-in-law talk, and I grab my phone going, mute yourselves, quick. And they're still talking, and one of the presenters who was presenting at that time, she said, somebody on Zoom has their mic open, please mute it. And I was just like, oh no. And we were just cracking up. Ashley said, well, they have a different name. Nobody knew that they belonged to me. And she tried not to react. She did kind of turn around and look a little bit, but they got muted. So I couldn't believe the school hadn't just, you know, muted it already at the get-go. So anyone listening couldn't make a sound. Oh. The white is being difficult tonight. What is the problem? All right, so I think we're going to do another layer of red. Hey, Nikki, how are you? I was just talking about the 4-H photography days. I had my camera out last week. Oh, we went across this swinging bridge, and I just thought it was the funniest thing because I was going across going, well, this isn't too bad. And then my husband gets on the bridge, and the way he steps is so different than mine that it was really awkward. And I kept walking like I'd had something to drink. It was really throwing me off. How are the boys? I hope you're doing well. Okay, Shelly, does that look good? I can't get the white to work tonight. Shall we try this? Does this look okay? I know. It just is unbelievable, isn't it? Okay. Here we go. I can't believe these kids, they were so little. When I was teaching, I was a 4-H leader. Now they're all grown up adults. Some of them are married. It's just impossible. All right. How's that look? I think it looks pretty good. It looks like fire to me. I wonder if I can, oh, I can't. see what we have here. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, and let's see if this will work. It still isn't 100%. Boy, that silver looks amazing. Not super happy with it. Gosh darn it. So look at the bottom. Can you see the bottom? Yeah, the silver looks absolutely amazing tonight. And the red is looking much better. It's that black. So I tried a different black. I did not mix a new black. So let's try that for next week. Oh, it's so close to being where you need it. So close. I mean, if it was all like this, I could handle it. And look at that piece of silver. It's amazing. Yep, I'm just not liking that black. So let's see what I can do with, wipe it off. So apparently my luck has not changed since before I left. See, that just washes right, or wipes right off of there. So while we have this in the tank, let me go see, let me wipe this off a little better. Let me go see if one of those bookmarks or the pendant is dry. I just want to get as much of this off as I can right now. And you know what? We'll try the other black and blue. I think I have a couple blues in the other paint brand, so let's try that for the other one. All right. I remember I tried to buy another black when I went to the store, and they did not have any, just regular black. I have a bone black, but that is more, it's more of a really deep gray. See this right? Let's do it right here. So that's staying on much nicer now. Let me take this glove off. I use this glove so I don't wipe off any of the prep when I take it off the, I buy the paper towel holders from Dollar Tree, and I put a pool noodle on it, and that holds my cups when I'm spraying them, and getting them ready for this. I wonder what would happen. Maybe I'll save that one of the bookmarks and see how it looks if I use inks instead of paint. I wonder if it'll make a difference. There's so many variables to marbling. Now we wanted silver with the blue, the blue and black as well, correct? I'm going to clear that again. I want to make sure there's no red in it. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, there was still a little bit of red in there. Just wipe the edges. Now, can somebody explain to me why it works so well with a glittered tumbler, but not a plain tumbler? I just I can't figure that out. Because the glitter is put on there with the epoxy, so they're both on there. And I don't know if it's because most glitter is polyester, and polyester marbles really well. Not sure. Okay. So let's get this. There's still some silver on there. Here, let's put a little, well, what if this, let's do a test. I'm going to put a little white in first. Now look at, that just does fine on the surface. The silver did look beautiful on that red one. Yeah, that red looks really, it looked much better than it had, but that black was awful. All right, let's sample these blues while that is dispersing. All right. Ouch. Oops, I guess I better put the lid back on this before I knock it off into the garbage can. Spill it all. Those are the same. So I have 3 different blues. So I have, let me turn this off, maybe you can see. I have this one here, this bright blue, and then the darker blue. These two are the same one. This one's a little bit, it's lighter. It's not as bright as this, but it's not as dark as that. Should I use all 3 and a white? I've got some white in there already. Or is that too dark? Or should I just use this bright blue? What do you think, Shelley? I know I blipped out, so I'll show them again. This is the dark blue here. These are both the same. Just the bright blue and the black. Yep, I agree, Nikki. I agree, Shelley. Yep. Okay, let me put these others away so I don't accidentally use them. This is the paint line that I don't have as many colors in. So I'm limited. Oops, we're still fizzling. I almost started before we were done letting the silver fizzle. Some of them are finished. They're getting close. We were 80 degrees today when I was leaving the office. I could not believe it. It was fairly chilly this morning. Fizzle. See the little dots here? It's the paint dispersing. And they'll look like this one here that has no dot in it. And this one where there's no dot in the center. And I call the dispersing fizzling. It reminds me like an Alka-Seltzer tablet doing its little fizzle thing. So we're getting close. If I were to marble, especially on a smooth surface with the little pockets that had not been dispersed, those would definitely be more likely to run. And I don't want any running on this. Yeah, I don't think my pendant was fully dry when I marbled it, because it's got some streaks in it, so I'll wash that off too as soon as we're done. All right, once again, we're having a not very successful marbling evening. There we go, we're working on it. Not very many left. Okay. Just a few more. I see one here that's, oh, that one just finished. We have one here, one here. Whoop, that one finished, and this one's almost done. So we're almost ready for the black. Let's see, let me make sure I use the correct black. Metallics usually are a little bit slower. They're a little heavier. Okay, there's some black. Let's do the blue. Oh, are you kidding me? The blue does not want to float. I never have problems with this blue floating. All right, we are going to clear this off. I'm going to put the blue in first and then see how everything drops on top of it. All that fizzling time. See it? It all sunk. One second, I need to tear some paper here. If you don't like the sound, turn it down. All right. Here we go. Now the silver. Now we have fizzling time again. And then I think I'll add, if I can, I'm going to add a little bit more blue. And then a little, or maybe some black and then some more blue. If it will let me. I'm going to forego the white. Look how pretty that blue is pushed. I have one little bit of white here. I know. It is interesting, and it's also very frustrating because I never know from each session who's going to misbehave. And we always have one that misbehaves. Sorry, shaking the whole tub by shaking the paint. Boy, look at that. It pushed the blue almost to nothing. As it's fizzling out, that's pushing more paint out onto the surface. Have to move that trash can over just in case we are successful, or when we are successful, I can get to the drying area with it. Yeah, it does look cool. Okay, we just have just a couple more left. Patience. It's a virtue, they say. I can't tell if this is a bubble. There we go. There. Okay, now we can work again. And I just put the wrong blue in there. Anybody else notice that? Uncle, I give up. Now the bright blue does not want to float on the silver. Okay, trying again. This is what I get for taking a week off. Even my colors are upset with me. You left us for a whole week. Okay, I'm going to put down some white. And if you notice, I did not clean the tank very well, and that's okay. Yeah, the metallic definitely wants to be the star of this show. And now if the metallic doesn't float, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, now we're trying this other black, which is why we're working with these colors. Now I'm going to do some silver. And then I think I will do just a little bit more blue once that fizzles out. Is that enough black, Shelley? Yeah. Okay. It's just a little bit. It's an accent is all it is. And you can see I'm impatient, and I wanted to see if this blue would work. So we're not even done fizzling, and I'm putting blue in here. But look how much it's not expanding. And I'm putting it very close to the surface. It's still going to be mostly silver. Oh, good grief. It is falling again. So, okay, so I am going to take this out once again. We're going to do white, we're going to do blue, or black, we're going to do blue. And then I'm going to just put a few drops of that silver. Because this is ridiculous. It's just taking over the whole thing. And if it doesn't float on the other colors. I just don't know why all the brands and all the colors can't just play nice together all the time. I guess that would not be a challenge, right? So we're going to do white, we're going to do blue, or black, we're going to do blue, and then we're going to do silver. And I just made a ton of bubbles. All that color that you see except for the silver is underneath. Okay. So we're going to do white, and then we're going to do black, oh. Now we're going to do the blue. Okay. Now we're going to do the silver. All right, that's all I'm going to do of the silver. I like to do the silver first because when it gets pushed, then it looks as beautiful as it did on that red one. But we're going to do it last since it's just giving me fits, and see how this works. Fizzling in progress. Only 7 drops of that, and look at it. Guess I should have stopped at 4. Okay, one more ready to go here. Shelly, is this too silver? Wow, that just takes over. Let me see what I can do here. Look at, it's pretty, but look at the way it just takes over the show. So the black does okay in there. See if I can drop the blue on the black now. Almost out of blue. Let me try. Oh. I don't know if I have any left. I'm going to try, this is almost the same color. It's just a touch darker, but let me try it way out here. Boy, none of my experiments are working very well today, are they? That is a cobalt blue. So it's just a tiny touch darker than this one. Do you like the way that looks, Shelly? I do have a phthalo blue here. Hold them together. That's right. That's right. So these two are almost the same. Should I put some of this one in there if it'll float? This was the last one I put in, just a little bit darker, as you can tell. Just a tiny bit. Or should I just go with what we have? Yes, go with what we have, or yes, add some of this blue. I have no idea if this will float. Okay. There's some really pretty motion in this tank. I don't want to move these too much because I want the pops of blue. We don't need hearts though. Okay, how does that look, Shelley? And now keep your fingers crossed again if we go for it. Yeah, I think so too. Is the design okay? Okay. All right, hold your breath, everyone. Here we go. No. And look at that one blue. It looks baby blue. The silver looks amazing again, though. That black definitely did better than the other black. Look at that blue. That's the blue I ran out of. Yeah, it really did. Let me see. Let me wipe this off. Let me see in my closet if I have more. What time is it getting to be? I don't even know. Look at the bottom. Can you see the bottom? Yeah, that first blue is the one we want to use. I don't know if I have any more of that. I'm thinking. Can you see the smoke boiling? Well, I can't do it again tonight anyway because I just got it all wet. So I will set out what we need for this one next time. So we need the silver, that black that we just used. And I do intend to get a new black. And mix it if they have it. My problem was they did not have it at Michael's, which is the only place. Oh no, yeah, it's the only place I can get that brand. And they only had the bone black, which is not black. Okay. All good. All white again. It's just so much easier to wipe it off now rather than when it gets a little bit dry on there. So, let me just look while I have you on here. Oh, I do. I have some right here. Oh, hot dog. So I will put those colors aside for next time. And we'll definitely know which one to use. Let me put these two back over here in this stack. And I will refill my bottle right now before we forget. This is what happens in the lids. See this big old goober? even if the lids are sealed, the paint dries up in there. Oops. I suppose before I put the lid back on, I need to refill the paint bottle. Hot dog. I wish I would have seen that before I added those others. Yeah, this one, it's so weird. Let me get a paper towel and see what the one that's in here the most, if it looks baby blue. Oh, it does look kind of a light blue, but not as baby blue as it looked on that tumbler. Because this is the one that looked baby blue. And this is the one we like right here. And of course the silver is amazing. It just wants to take over. All right. I don't think I have enough. Let me go grab one of those bookmarks and see if I can get a little bit of that. Let me swirl that right there. See if I can get that on here. Feels like it's about 100 degrees in here, so it should be warm enough. Oh, no. Never mind. I forgot I have to prep the other side. So hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh, I never did turn that other light back on. So let me show you one more time if you did not see my hat. First, oh, I put it in the other room. Gosh, I'm just striking out all over. Here is the ornament that one of the ornaments that I paint poured yesterday. As I said, it's okay. And let me go get the hat. So if you missed it, this is the hat that I knitted. I don't want to touch it with both hands. See if I can get back here and you can see the texture. All right, let me turn the light off. There, whoops. You can almost, there you can see it. And I do want to get the little poof ball for the top. And the other one will be done the next time we meet. So, a very unsuccessful marbling night, but that's just the way it goes sometimes, and I appreciate you guys hanging with me tonight. Shelly, we're gonna get this. I think we have a good bead on what we should use for next week. I have the colors right here grouped, and we will continue on, and we're gonna master this. Now if we can, I do have another red we can use as well. I just thought of that. So I'll get that red out, and then next time we'll give it another go. So everyone, have a fantastic week. If I can get my act together, I may go live one more time this week and see what we can create. I still have some stuff to pour. I want to try ornaments again, different kind of ornaments. And so look for me to pop on sometime if I can get my act together. So take care, everyone. If you see someone without a smile, don't forget to give them one of yours. It doesn't cost you anything, and it might just make their day. So have a fantastic week. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And so take care. I hope to see you later this week or Monday. If not this week, then on Monday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.